Welcome back to the show. Today we're diving into the intersection of AI and creative expression.
Exactly. I've got so many thoughts on what happened this week.
It really is shifting daily. I mean, did you see the demo they dropped on Tuesday?
Oh, absolutely. It blew my mind. But it also raised some pretty huge questions about how we define art in the first place.
Right. So let's get right into it because we have a lot to unpack today. And hey, before we go further, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell icon so you don't miss any of these conversations.
Yeah, seriously, we put a lot into these episodes. Okay, so the demo. Walk me through what actually happened.
So basically, they showed an AI generating a full short film, score, visuals, dialogue in under 10 minutes.
10 minutes? That's insane. I remember when editing a 2-minute clip took me an entire weekend.
I know, right? But here's the thing, it wasn't just fast, it was actually good. Like, emotionally, it landed.
Okay, that's the part that gets me a little uneasy, honestly. If a machine can land an emotional beat without ever feeling anything, what does that say about us?
That's such a good question. I think the honest answer is it doesn't replace the feeling, it replicates the pattern of the feeling.
Right, like it's learned what makes us cry without ever crying itself.
Exactly. And I think that's where a lot of artists are sitting right now, kind of caught between fascination and fear.
I'll be honest, I felt both watching that demo. Part of me was like, wow, and part of me was like, wait, am I out of a job?
I think a lot of people felt that. But let's zoom out for a second. Every time a new tool showed up, photography, synthesizers, digital editing, people said the same thing.
True, photography was supposed to kill painting, and instead, painting just changed direction.
Right. Painters stopped trying to copy reality and leaned into abstraction, emotion, color theory. The tool didn't end the art, it redirected it.
Okay, I like that framing. So maybe AI doesn't end creativity, it just pushes us toward a different lane.
That's my take, yeah. The lane of taste, curation, intention, the why behind the work, that becomes more valuable, not less.
Okay, but real talk, have you actually used any of these tools yourself?
I have, actually. I used an AI music tool last month to sketch out a melody idea I couldn't quite get out of my head.
And did it work?
It got me about 70% there. The last 30%, the part that made it feel like me, I still had to do by hand.
That's interesting. So it's less like a replacement and more like a really fast sketchpad.
Exactly, a sketchpad with insane speed, but no soul of its own.
No soul of its own, I like that. Okay, but here's a harder question. What about people who use it to fake originality, like claiming AI work is their personal vision?
Yeah, that's a real problem, and I don't think we should pretend it isn't. There's a difference between using a tool to express your vision and using a tool to skip having a vision at all.
That distinction matters a lot, honestly.
It does, and I think audiences are getting sharper at sensing the difference too. People can usually feel when something has a beating heart behind it versus when it's just generated.
Generated content versus generated with intention. I think that's going to be the new line in the sand.
Couldn't agree more. But let's go a little deeper, because music and film are one thing. What about writing? I've seen so many people using AI to write entire short stories now.
Oh, that one hits close to home for me. I tried using one of those tools to help with a blog post last month, and honestly, the grammar was perfect, but it read like it had no opinion at all.
That's such a common reaction. AI is great at structure, it knows how a story should be shaped, but it doesn't know what you actually want to say.
Right, it's like it can build the house perfectly, but it doesn't know who's supposed to live in it.
That's a great way to put it. I think that's why a lot of writers are starting to use it differently now, not to write the piece, but to get past that blank page moment.
Oh, the blank page problem is real. Sometimes I just need something, anything on the screen so I can start reacting to it.
Exactly. It becomes a sparring partner instead of a ghostwriter. You read what it gives you and go, no, that's not right. It's actually like this. And suddenly you know your own voice better.
That's actually kind of brilliant. It's less about the answer it gives you and more about what it forces you to clarify in your own head.
Right. And that brings up another huge topic, voice cloning. Have you seen how realistic those AI voice tools have gotten?
Honestly, it's a little frightening. I heard a clip of a singer's voice doing a song they never actually recorded, and I couldn't tell the difference.
That's the scary part. We're entering a world where your voice, literally your voice, can become separated from your actual presence and consent.
So what happens to a singer's career if anyone can just generate new songs in their voice without asking them?
That's exactly the legal and ethical mess everyone's trying to sort out right now. Some artists are pushing for stronger ownership rights over their own voice and likeness, almost like a digital fingerprint.
That makes sense. I mean, your voice is part of your identity. It shouldn't just be free for anyone to copy and profit from.
Exactly. And it's not just singers. Voice actors are dealing with this too. Some companies have used old recordings to train AI voices and then used those voices without proper new consent or pay.
That's rough. So where's the line between inspired by an artist and literally replacing an artist?
I think the line is consent and compensation. If an artist agrees to license their voice or style and gets paid fairly, that's a partnership. If it happens without them knowing, that's exploitation.
Okay, that's a clear way to think about it. Let's talk about deepfakes too, because that's where this gets even more serious, beyond just music or art.
Right. Deepfakes go from a creative tool to a trust problem really fast. If you can't believe what you're seeing or hearing, that erodes something pretty fundamental in how we communicate.
It's wild because the same technology that lets an indie filmmaker create a stunning visual effect on a tiny budget can also be used to put someone's face on footage they were never actually in.
That's the duality of almost every powerful tool, honestly. Fire cooks your food and also burns down your house.
Dramatic, but accurate. So how do creators stay on the right side of that line?
I think transparency is huge. Labeling AI-generated content honestly, not hiding it, not pretending it's something it's not. Audiences don't mind AI involvement nearly as much when they're not being deceived about it.
That tracks. I think people get upset less about the tool itself and more about feeling tricked.
Exactly. Nobody likes finding out after the fact that the emotional reaction they had was engineered without their knowledge.
Okay, shifting gears a little, let's talk business side. What does this mean for creative jobs going forward? Should people entering art, music, or writing be worried?
I think worried is the wrong word, but cautious and adaptive is the right one. The jobs that disappear are usually the ones built purely on speed and repetition, not the ones built on perspective.
So like stock photo editing might shrink, but a photographer with a genuinely unique eye probably won't.
Exactly that. If your value was always just turnaround time, that's at risk. If your value is your taste, your story, your specific point of view, that's much harder to replace.
That's actually kind of reassuring. So what would you tell someone just starting out as a creator right now, today?
I'd say learn the tools early, don't be afraid of them, but never let them replace your curiosity. Use AI to handle the boring, repetitive parts and pour your energy into the parts only you can do.
I love that. Use the machine for the muscle work, save your brain for the meaning.
That's going on a t-shirt. Okay, last big question before we wrap up. Do you think audiences will eventually stop caring whether something was made by a human or an AI?
Honestly, I think some audiences already don't care, especially for background music or quick graphics. But for anything emotionally personal, a memoir, a wedding song, a tribute video, I think people will always want to know a human poured themselves into it.
I agree completely. There's something about knowing a real person struggled, revised, and cared about a piece that adds weight no algorithm can fake.
Right, because the meaning isn't only in the final product, it's in the story of how it got made.
Beautifully said. Before we wrap, I want to touch on one more thing. Copyright. A lot of these AI models were trained on millions of existing images, songs, and texts, often without the original creators ever agreeing to it.
Right, that's the part that makes a lot of artists angry, and honestly, fairly so. It's one thing to be inspired by someone's style after years of practice. It's another thing for a company to feed your entire portfolio into a machine without asking.
Exactly. There's a difference between a human learning by studying masters for years and a system absorbing thousands of works in seconds, then spitting out something stylistically similar for profit.
So, do you think there's a fair way to fix that going forward?
I think licensing deals are part of the answer. Some platforms are already starting to pay artists when their work is used to train a model, or at least let them opt out entirely.
That feels like the bare minimum, honestly, but it's a start. I just hope it doesn't take years of lawsuits before that becomes the standard everywhere.
Same here. I think the next few years are going to be full of these growing pains. New laws, new platform policies, artists pushing back, and companies adjusting.
It's a messy transition, but I guess every major shift in creative history has been messy at first.
Exactly. The printing press, the camera, recorded music, all of them shook up entire industries before things settled into a new normal.
Okay, that actually makes me feel a little better about all this chaos. So where do you land on all this, big picture?
Honestly, cautiously excited. I think the artists who survive this shift are the ones who treat AI like a collaborator, not a replacement.
Beautifully put. And on that note, if this conversation got you thinking, let us know in the comments where you stand. Are you team cautious, team excited, or a bit of both?
I'm definitely a bit of both today. Same here, honestly. All right, that's our episode for today. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and ring that bell so you catch the next one.
Yeah, we've got some big topics coming up. You don't want to miss them.
Thanks so much for hanging out with us today.
See you in the next one, everyone. Take care.